like save all the replays and then go back and rip them.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives them something to watch, gives the viewers something new. And yeah, it all around is just something great for everybody. So we're going to be going into the first game here. It looks like it's going to be a Joker versus a Peach.
Some classic pre-pandemic top tiers moment.
Yeah, exactly. We used to see a lot of this back in the day.
Absolutely.
So, and of course, we're going to be on PS2 for the very first game. We'll have to see how these two play. I mean, we do have our veterans of the Peach. Joker, we don't really see too much of, though.
No, it's interesting for a character that's considered consensus top 1 or 2 in the game, how little we see at any level of play of this character, and it's a real treat to see Kresh, who also is seeded to be the favorite in this match.
Okay.
Playing this character.
So this is in his favor, which is good. Must mean that mereoleona, it doesn't come as often as Kresh, or Kresh does a little bit better in bracket. For right now, it just looks like he's kind of just getting some poke damage. He hasn't gotten hit by anything just yet. Yep. Good use of that down tilt there, able to grab the turnip and maintain it. He's just kind of like poking him with the gun, not really committing to anything.
Yeah, he keeps throwing out gun side B and then just rolling away, dash attack down tilt, kind of just content with chip damage, using it almost like a Zera and just as a tool to keep space and looking for that combo opener, which he just found for the first time.
Yeah, and I love the use of that spinning gun in the air, because you don't really get to see that too often. Most people will opt for the one that shoots downward. He is going to SD here. Unfortunately, he did not turn around with that up B. We do hate to see it, as he did have a very good stock lead, only doing chip percent. Now he's going to have to work a little bit hard to get this stock. As Joker, he's going to have to rely on Arsene. Since he wasn't really getting hit that much, he doesn't have much meter to work with, but he's getting a few hits in now, so we should be seeing Arsene in just a second.
Yep, that meter almost all the way up there. Goes for that forward smash, doesn't manage to hit it, and now just trying to keep this stage control. However, doesn't manage to do so, and we're just looking back for someone fishing for a significant hit.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be a much of him just waiting for Arsene, although he's still running away.
Yep, and now there's the big boy's out.
Yeah, he's out. Oh, that counter is one of the strongest counters in the game.
Frame 2 or 3, I think.
Has, very fast frame data. I believe it is frame 2, which is ridiculous. Down throw not going to kill just yet, and Arsene is going to be out of here in just a few seconds. Yep. It's a lot of fishing around. Was able to get that stock, though, luckily, with that last few seconds of the Arsene.
Yeah. Speaking of fishing, he did a really good job of just keeping him in a position where any move would kill and just finding that hit at the last second, because eventually you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah, no, I agree. Even though from that first stock we were seeing that mereoleona was having a hard time getting in, it seems like he's playing a lot better in regards to, keeping pace and keeping his lead. With Peach, you want to kind of, the more that you have advantage on your opponent, the better. Because this character thrives off, like, getting those huge hits in at the later percents.
And this is where Joker games often are made or broken, is when you're at a super high percent and you get your second Arsene of the stock.
Yeah.
Right, big damage there. Quick 42, 48% now. Has him in disadvantage. Looked for that F smash. mereoleona doing a really good job staying more and more composed as this game's gone on. He definitely seemed to be a little uncomfortable at the beginning, dropped a couple confirms, but now he really seems to be very comfortable in his element and has doing a very solid job of controlling space in the pace of this game.
Yeah, it's been a really good job at pace control. And just calling him out with that forward smash. He's looking for those heavy hits. He's just not able to get much off of it. 161% though. I can't imagine that he's going to be hanging out to the stock much longer. That counter is actually going to knock him out with that side B. Not a strong move, but he was so high in percent that it didn't really matter. Yeah,
no, Peach counter kills surprisingly often. It's got a lot of range and it deals a lot of knockback for what it is. You don't see it often, but when it does, it kills more than you think. And now we see mereoleona, I almost said Kresh, with the first significant, one of the first significant leads of this game. He's got full 37% lead here, and without Arsene, but there's the F smash.
There it is. That's like with Arsene coming up soon too, he could rack up a lot of percent even with these straight hits. So this is going to be like dangerous, even though he's not at anywhere for kill percent. The fact that Arsene is getting out here as soon as he is,
that was 46 from 0 off that counter. That's crazy.
It is nuts how much that counter does off the projectile. But 81% is much better for the Peach, as she does have more kill power than Joker once that Arsene is gone, which in a few seconds it will be.
However, 81% is enough where if Peach doesn't find this kill, which if she doesn't get a combo into it, sometimes she does struggle just a little. it's reasonable that Kresh could expect another Arsene this game, and that's really scary territory.
Oh, gonna go for that counter there, going to get hit out of it. Ooh, that's not what you want to see. Luckily, it wasn't in Arsene, or that probably would have been a stock.
Absolutely. That would have been game 1.
We haven't really seen any special turnips from mereoleona either. Was pulling them out pretty religiously, but not getting any of the luck of the draw. And at 118, we're now kind of tied up. Arsene is just a few bit away from this, and that shield is super small. The counter and the weight.
Wow. I will say, at the end of that game, that very end, it did look like Kresh started to kind of connect his, just into a little bit more of a next gear. He did some really good micro spacing. He had that F tilt. He kind of had his movement really well and just waited out that counter, baited it, and finally got that F smash to get the stock. He'd been fishing for those a lot, and as the game went on, he started to find more and more.
Yeah, he started to get them a lot easier by the end.
And even though it was, it didn't really feel like he was even conditioning more so for them as much as just he started,
recognizing the situations a little bit better.
And mereoleona just started to get a little uncomfortable, and we found it. But in the game 2 now.
So, and that game 1, Kresh losing his stock at pretty much less than 10%. He had to play on the back pedal a lot from that. So let's see how this game pans out with a more even matchup. Unless Kresh ends up, SDing again, then it could be a whole different pace because he was able to catch up back in stocks. Took a little bit, but he made it work.
One of the things that strikes out to me so far in this set is that both these players seem to have a good grasp of the confirms and combos that their characters are looking for, but looks like maybe they could use a little bit more time in the lab. Both players dropping some confirms, dropping some bread and butters, but now Arsene's out. He's got it. He's got Mero in disadvantage, and this is that's Arsene back air.
Yeah, very good edge guard from back, like that Arsene back air, able to clean out that stock there, and we're already seeing a much cleaner game from Kresh in regards to the last one, able to get more out of his Arsene. mereoleona is going to have a lot to do here. I see what he's going for there, throwing the turnip up and then trying to bait out a roll, but Kresh has just been jumping from ledge. Very safe option when you have that Arsene out.
It's really interesting to me how Kresh is playing Joker. He's playing a very, very campy Joker, relying a lot on down tilt and gun to kind of cross up, fade away, and just chip and chip and chip, and then he's looking for down tilt or a falling nair to start these combos. We're not really seeing fair combo starters or up air combos or anything off grab.
That fair, though, going to take that stock there and even it back up for mereoleona. But yeah, he's very, very passive of a Joker, not really overcommitting to anything, and just kind of racking up that chip until he gets mereoleona up to a point where Arsene will take a stock, which is very smart gameplay. I mean, why not use all the tools in your kit in order to put your opponent into such a bad situation? I know that it got lost in the last one, but as you can see, he only has 25%, and mereoleona is already at 124.
Absolutely. When you have a lead, it allows you to play passive more, and it's interesting, though, too, because he didn't necessarily play a ton more aggressive when he was behind. And so something I'd like to see him is maybe try that up, but now he's in disadvantage, not exactly where you want to be with Arsene, and we see it coming into play there as now he's all the way out there in disadvantage. Somehow manages to find his way back to ledge, that one turnip maybe a little misspaced, finds his way down, and the nair, and he's the one who comes away with the stock there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was able to get that back here so close to the ground and able to take that stock. Was in a very bad spot disadvantage-wise. mereoleona was just not able to close it out. Now he's going to have to struggle at getting the stock again here. Not the worst place to be. And with Joker the way it is, he can set up like turnips like that for edge guards. That turnip was in a perfect spot for him to finally get that up smash. Unfortunately, he just didn't go for it there.
Yeah, and 156 is not a percent you necessarily expect to see Joker at. Against Peach, a little bit more likely. Again, this character can sometimes struggle to kill off raw hits if she's not finding her openings. And right now, Kresh just doing a really good job of playing patiently. This is where his style really shines its brightest, just putting on 50% of extra credit already, and halfway to would that be his third Arsene of the stock?
Yeah, he pretty much had about 3 Arsenes of the stock. Just the amount of time that he has spent, getting hit by stray stuff has allowed him to gain it. And there it is again. Pretty much, the pace of this has been pretty steady. Probably trying to get the up smash or forward smash there instead of the dash attack. But, yeah, it's just mereoleona having a very hard time at finding this kill. Finally able to get it there, though, with the forward air. And no Arsene now.
He's done a really good job with those float drop down fairs in the ledge to just kind of, Kresh hasn't really been ready for them. Lost a couple stocks that way, but now 111% lead, definitely only a Peach combo or two away.
Oh, that could have been the start of it there.
Yeah, absolutely. Kresh, or Mero's, sorry, having a really good idea of what these combos are. He's just not quite been able to hit them. He keeps dropping that third hit off the turnip into the grab. And now he is managing to rack his way all the way back up, but at 58%, we see it right now, another Joker coming out from Kresh, and the top hat is not something that Peach wants to see.
No, not at all. And the back air there is going to take that stock very close to him living. But just the right percent to get it right off the right side. Very good showing from mereoleona. That was, like, honestly, like, all in all, I feel like just the only thing that needs to be worked on is just making sure when you get into those situations where you do get a combo, making sure to follow it up and get as much as possible with Peach. Because that low percent, she can get you from pretty much 0 all the way up to, like, 40, 50%. And sometimes, depending on the situation, you can even, you know,